Check 1 2, check 1 2. It's so Danny. The whole thing is like it's like being backstage while we're getting ready when we go live, but we're ready. We're getting ready, putting it together. It's Groove 99.3. So let me pull up this week's weeks. I know this is probably everybody had a rough week. I think the best was like 9 right at the time. Usually we get like 13, 14 right. Usually is the winner. So and just a note too, Danny, we got football on Saturday this week too, so that's pretty cool.
Excuse me. It's the end of the season, so
Yeah.
yeah, they're going to try to wrap it up. Squeeze in as many games as they can to close out the season.
Yeah, yeah. So college ball's kind of wrapped up now, so
It's
that's
kind
been
of
fun.
sad to say that we're already at the end of the season.
I
Jeez.
know. I don't want it to be over, but yeah. But it is. Let's see. So we wrapped up. Yeah. So shout out to Frank Gutierrez with 9 right.
Good
That's
job.
honestly a Danny P pigskin pick low for the winner, which is crazy to think.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't even know where I got 6 right. So I was only 3 games away from the winner, but that's pretty bad because that was out of, let me see, out of, well, there's only 13 games.
Well, I
One,
think there was a lot of upsets and a lot of I can't believe they just lost.
yes, there was a lot of crazy games this week, and
Yeah.
and just a couple things to note real quick here. This is Danny P's Pigskin Picks. You can play at our website groove993.com. Super simple. All you got to do is pick the teams that you think will win, and then either we like give you a high five and applause, or we make fun of you. Sadly, a lot of times I'm the one getting made fun of because my picks are so bad. I got 6 right this week, 6 out of 13. It's horrible,
It's
but that's the way it goes. But one thing I did, shout out to DJ Rob checking in. Rip Raiders season.
yeah.
That's the first game I was going to talk about. My Rams actually won, and that was actually a pretty fun, exciting Thursday night game last week too. So, but yeah, I think the Raiders, man, coming off a 3-game win streak. But I mean, who they beat during that? They beat the Broncos barely. So I don't know, but yeah, the Raiders season's been that way all season long.
Yeah, it's been interesting there. I mean, again, we have to go back and revisit that subject and that topic that has been on a lot of our minds and even on the Raider fans. Is this the end of Derek Carr as we know it?
I don't know. Rob brings up a good point too. Can Baker Mayfield looked really good? Can he get the backup job? I don't know. Could he replace? Could he get first chair? I mean, could he be the star? I don't know. We'll have to see. But that's the thing we talked about too. Baker Mayfield stepping in when the Rams, Stafford's out and stuff, and you got whatever his name, Wolford, whatever his name is, coming in, and it's just like no, nobody. Baker's like, sit down, I got this, and did real well. Because either way, Baker Mayfield's playing for a job.
Of
Wherever
course,
that job is, who knows? But he's playing for a job. So
he wants a paycheck like every other guy that wants to work.
yes. So
You need
he won. And and let's see.
and
And
there's
just
positions available now.
we're starting to see more, and every week they add another opening to the list. We'll talk about that a little bit later too. Last night's game, but real quick, a recap of last week. I think games to note: the Lions beat the Vikings.
Yes, they did. Hands down.
Goff, man,
Whoop.
Jared Goff, woo, looking solid.
Yeah.
Wow, and that's now the Vikings. That's their third loss now.
Yeah.
And the Lions, and we've kind of said that before. The Lions, I've been saying this. That offense is scary good, and they can score and put up points.
Right. And they have been. They're another team. They've been good for go back a few years now. That they're far from you can't go, oh, that's a terrible team. That's not true.
Yeah, and and just football can be devastating. And a big shout out to Matthew Michael Juarez Jr. Good morning, fellas. Good morning to you too.
What up?
And so so Lions, man, watch out. There's been talks of possibly maybe coming into the playoffs. I mean, they're 6-7. They're behind the Vikings, so they beat the Vikings in the NFC North, and behind them is the Packers and the Bears. So maybe we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Not impossible, but still a stretch.
Still in the hunt. Still in the hunt for sure.
Yeah, Ravens barely beat the Steelers. I thought that was kind of interesting to note because Baltimore just I felt like they should be better than that, but the Steelers again is that other team sneaking up on you too, man, sneaking up on you. Bengals beat the Browns. Joe Burrow playing awesome.
It's
This
this is his month, you know. What's his name? From Kevin from Home Alone. He lives for December.
yeah. Yes, yes. And then another game. Bills beat the Jets, and the Jets, yeah, I felt like, oh, they're gonna be good, but we'll see now. We'll see what happens. But here's the shocker, and Bakersfield, Central California, everywhere has a bunch of Cowboys fans, and I know they were sweating because they were about to lose to the Texans.
Yeah, they were. That was very close.
That
Very.
had me on the edge of my seat, like, oh my gosh, the Cowboys, been doing so awesome. We're going to lose to the worst team in the NFL. Woo! You couldn't live that. Dak Prescott was like, we're not losing, period. There's no way we're losing to the Texans.
It was a big battle of Texas for sure.
Yeah, but shout out to the Texans, man. They played some ball. They played
They
some ball that day.
Sure did.
Yeah, and then Rob, yeah, you mentioned the G-men. Yes, they lost to the Eagles in a big way. Eagles, man, I felt like that's a pretty solid test though, because the Giants I felt like were doing pretty well, but 48-22 was the final score. The Eagles in the Super Bowl, quite possibly.
Hey Adelaide, I mean, you look at it. You look at that whole division where the Jets and it's or pure. How about this? The Jets and the Giants next year, if they patch those holes up, they are going to be pretty solid next season.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I mean, and the Jets are still 7-6, so
Yeah,
not an awful team even at this point with their second quarterback coming in. After that
but
fiasco.
but they've turned it around, is what I'm saying. Both of them, both the G-men and the Jets, have turned things around because they've been the butt of a joke for what, 5 years longer.
Yes, I mean when you say the Jets, put some respect on it because you're like, oh, they used to be. Well, this year's the Houston Texans have taken that spot, but yeah, the Jets for a long time were just
Terrible.
you don't want to. That's a team you don't want to lose to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were terrible.
So
And the Giants, it's been since what? Since Eli?
yeah, it's been a few years, and Jimmy or Trey heading to the Jets next year. Interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out, but. The Jets. They thought they had the quarterback. They thought they had the answer. We'll have to see. Here's another shocker. Did you think the Titans were going to lose to the Jags?
No.
I didn't think anybody thought that. The Titans all year, I feel like, have just been inconsistent if they've been anything. So
Right.
Unfortunate. So they're sitting on top of the AFC South at 7-6, and the Jaguars are right behind them. And the Jaguars beat the Texans. We still got 3-4 games left. So could the Jaguars make a run to the playoffs? I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's probably a 5% chance, but we thought Trevor Lawrence was going to be riding the bench last week, but he actually played, and the kid can ball.
He's a really good player, man. He can ball. Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely. The Jaguars, I've always said it, they're a scrappy team. They've lost some close ones, and beating the Titans, stick your chest out, man, because that's a notable win.
Yeah, Lord Farquhar is an amazing player.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then let's see. Chiefs Broncos 34-28. I felt like it should have been more, but Patrick Mahomes. Do you see that shuffle pass, whatever thing sideways he did? You're like, what the heck was that? But he pulled it off, man. So good for him. And they squeaked out the win against Russell Wilson. Yeah. And Broncos, whole nother situation. That's mess over there, boy. Woo.
He was unconscious. He had a lump on the side of his head. I don't know, man. Poor Russell. It does not look good.
Yeah. So, man, woo, like Seahawks take me back. I don't know because the Seahawks lost too, which makes our division interesting. So, well, we'll talk 49ers next.
Did the Seahawks end up losing that game?
Panthers 30, Seahawks 24.
Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't follow up the end of that game.
Yeah. So sorry, Rob. I'm not keeping up with your comments, man. Sorry about that. I'm getting a little behind. But yeah, Panthers, Seahawks. Yep, Seahawks lost. That puts them at 7-6, and 49ers at 9-4, which is our next game. A spanking of Tom Brady.
Yeah, a command performance on both sides of the ball for the 49ers.
Speaking of quarterback positions open, do you think Tom Brady stays in Tampa Bay?
No.
Interesting. So yeah, I'll see what happens over there. But 49ers with Brock Purdy.
I don't see Tom Brady staying in the NFL. I think this will
Brady, yeah.
I think this will be
retire.
Yeah, he'll retire. He'll have to. He's going to get forced out.
I think he's going to try to play one more season though, and he shouldn't.
He shouldn't. He really shouldn't. I mean, you watched him against the 49ers, and I'm just because that was the last game we saw him, get his butt handed to him. It looked sad. It looked like an old man trying to stay alive. And that's the only way I can describe it because, I mean, we can't lie about his age. He was slow. His passes there was no strength behind him. You know what I mean? They were floaters. I mean, it was terrible. It was
sad. If we can learn anything from Tom Brady, it's don't invest all your money in cryptocurrency where you have to play till you're 55, 60 because you lost it all. Because I wonder about that. Maybe he's got to work.
I think no, honestly, I think they're going to force him out, man. It's just there's no place for him.
I don't want to see Tom Brady become Brett Favre. Yeah. Brett Favre played a little too long.
Yeah,
little. Peyton Manning did it right. Went over, took him 2 seasons, but won a Super Bowl with the Broncos and retired. Call it a day. Yeah. Dolphins Chargers, a fun game to watch, but man, Tua Tagovailoa could not complete a pass.
He's out of gas.
And the Chargers secondary look good.
They've been looking good all season.
Yeah.
They've got a strong secondary, bro. They have been. Now, you look at Miami and you go, what happened there? I mean, really, is it all Tua's fault? I mean, yeah, he's throwing the rock around, but I don't know. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah, it looked kind of sad because Miami is a good team. I thought
they have Tyreek Hill.
They got Tyreek Hill and just Waddle. I mean, they got solid players, and Tua Tagovailoa just was a beast. I mean, you look at his stats; he was like by far the best quarterback in the league through the season. But oh boy.
Mozart, who was a beast with the 49ers, Jeff Wilson Jr., who was a beast with the 40 for the running game. Those guys are monsters on the ground. They just what's going on over there in Miami. They just are out of gas, man. That's how I see it.
Yeah, not ready for the big boys. Okay. And then Matt saying my Raiders could beat the Chargers but lose to the Rams. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier, but yeah, Raiders. Woo! Don't want to be in that room on Monday. Woo! Or Friday, I guess, because it was a Thursday night game. Last game we played last night was the Patriots-Cardinals. Cardinals season a wrap, too, it looks like. And Patriots fighting for a chance to possibly get into the playoffs. Possibly.
Look at that division, though.
Bills, Dolphins, Jets in the AFC East. So, and every team in there winning record. So that's something about that division, It's a tough division. It's
a very tough division. I just don't see the Pats marching down the end there.
It'll be tough. It's good because you got the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets. Any of those teams are going to make for a tough matchup. Tough
Yeah.
matchup. So, real quick, Danny P, we got to shout out our winner in Danny P's Pigskin Picks for week 14. We just wrapped up yesterday. Frank Gutierrez getting 9 correct. So, Frank,
Congratulations.
congratulations. Be ready for a call. We got some tickets to something for you, maybe some Christmas Town or something.
Yeah.
See what we got. So enjoy that. Get your picks in for Danny P's Pigskin Picks. I really, really, really quickly want to look at the upcoming games. 49ers, you guys play the Seahawks this Thursday night.
Up in Seattle.
Could be a good matchup. Probably will be a good matchup, but that 49er D.
Well, that
Look
12th
with
man,
it.
the 12th man will be there.
And yeah. Oh, yeah. No question about that. Yes. And then Vikings, Colts. Vikings need to win because, yeah, they got to win. They got to win that game. Bills and Dolphins actually play. That's a Saturday game. So keep a lookout for that because that's a very important game talking about the AFC East.
I think
On
Bills
that one.
will run all over them.
Bills should win. I will say should win. Yeah, because, yeah, Josh Allen, a lot of great plays, a lot of great runs even too. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, awesome. And let's see, trying to get some interesting. Eagles should beat the Bears. Lions and Jets could make for an interesting game, a fun game. Because again, I think the Lions are trying to play. If they can win a few of these next games, make them maybe a wild card run. So
Yeah.
we'll see on that one. Rob with his picks, Bills, Lions beating the Jets. I'd probably go with that. Yeah. Let's see. Steelers, Panthers, Chiefs, Texans, Falcons, Saints, Cowboys, Jaguars. Cowboys came off a close one. They don't want another close one, but the Jaguars, they want to win. They want to win. If they play like they did last week, oh yeah, they're going to give the Cowboys a run for their money.
I want to right now, really quick, Adley. I definitely want to shout out Dak Prescott. He's doing the best that he can, and he's playing well. So coming back, from Cooper Rush.
Yep, Cooper Rush. I think Danny froze, but I think your point was to make. But you got to give Cooper Rush credit too, though, because they won games. They did win games with Cooper Rush. So you back, Danny?
Yeah, my house just went out of power.
Oh yeah, did it totally shut off?
Yeah. What the heck?
Hey, Wanda checking in too. Hello, what's up, Wanda?
What up, Wanda?
And Trevor Lawrence will get past Rush. Yeah. Okay, I can see that because we know the Cowboys' defense is tough too. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I'm trying to find some interesting games here. You got the Raiders playing the Patriots. I'll let you comment on that one, Danny.
The Raiders and the Pats.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think the Raiders will get the Pats.
Think so. The Raiders need to win. They need to win.
They still look. They still have, you look at the team. Okay, we can go on and on and on about Carr, but Devontae's still there.
Yes.
Devontae's still there. And that running back, and I can't think of his name. What?
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs, of course, is phenomenal.
Yes.
So I and right now you look at the Pats. The Pats are just squeezing by. Yesterday they beat up a wounded team. Arizona's already deflated.
Yeah.
They're already deflated, and they've been beating teams like that. They just been getting by.
Yeah. So
I think they'll and the Raiders have a lot to prove right now.
Yes. They're playing for their jobs. Some of those dudes.
Yeah.
Some of those coaches too, man. Some of those coaches.
Let's talk about it. I mean, I don't see Derek Carr there next year. I don't see it.
Are they kicking him out or is he leaving on his own?
I don't know. I think it might be one of those mutual things where, hey, take the resignation and walk out.
Maybe. Yeah, interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out because he's been there for 8 years. So he's been there for a minute.
Is it? I mean, we can talk. I mean, is Derek good? Derek is a great quarterback and has been. He's a great quarterback. I'm just saying that I think the time, it's one of those things where the relationship's over. It's
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think I think the relationship is over there.
Cut your
And
losses, move on.
yeah. And you bring in another quarterback into that offense, and everybody wants to smash Josh McDaniels. Is he a bad coach? Do you think he's a bad coach?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. I can't call it either. He was up in where? In New England, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
He was up in New England. So this is where I think that Josh wants to have some redemption. That's my point.
Yeah.
I think he wants to smash.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers over the Raiders. Interesting. Interesting. Carr be great with the Commanders. Interesting. Okay. Great comments. Great comments. We'll have to see how it plays out. It's interesting to watch because there's so many Raiders fans.
Carr, for me, I'd like to see Carr up there in Denver.
And Russell retire?
That's a wrap.
He's got a big bag though. I don't know, man. I don't know to get out of that paperwork and that contract. I don't know. That won't be easy. But it looks like he don't want to be there.
No, and it's like, look, the team doesn't even try to get open, bro. They're not even warming up to him. He's having to do his things on his own with his feet. And when the quarterback is running and scrambling as much as he is right now, that just shows you that he's not getting he's not getting the two-way love, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The Broncos buyer's remorse is what that sounds like. So all right. And then let's see. I'm just jumping down to last couple of games. Giants Commanders should be a good matchup. And Rams Packers. We'll see if Baker Mayfield comes in.
Shout out to Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio up there in Washington, man, with the Commanders. They are playing some ball.
They're looking good.
Those are two good coaches, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they're looking decent. 7-5, so not bad. Not bad. So, and one. They do have that one tie too. So
well, they turned it around, from what it was.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So Heineke, is it Heineke, quarterback over there?
Yeah.
He's been doing decent. So big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to you, Danny P. Big shout out to you guys for playing Danny P's Pigskin Picks. Week 15? Week 15 coming up. And then remember, we got Saturday games too. So we got football Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Wow.
4 days of football.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Early Christmas. I know exactly what I'm going to do. But enjoy, guys. Get those picks in. Danny P's Pigskin Picks at groove993.com. And local winners getting hooked up with the Groove Prize Pack. And one more shout out to Frank Gutierrez. If you know him, if you're watching, make sure you keep it here next to your phone because we'll be reaching out to you soon with a Groove Prize Pack. Thanks, everybody.
And down goes the Sea Chickens on Thursday.